Hey, welcome into the channel. I hope you're doing well today. Thank you for joining me always. My name is Deborah. This is Purusha Intuitive, and we're going to be looking at the energy for today. So let's get into it. Or I should say at the time I'm recording this, these messages are always timeless. Just as a heads up, if you find them and they resonate, definitely take what fits. Always use your discernment. I do personal readings, energy healings, Ayurvedic wellness consultations as well, if you're interested in something that's more specified to you. But when I'm recording this, we are in Leo season. We have a couple different planets in retrograde right now. And so we're kind of working through these issues of resistance, working through places that it feels a little annoying, frustrating to kind of do the work, see the lesson, choose that value of evolution. The beauty is the earth element is very heavy right now in the astrology. So it gives us this value of staying grounded, or it really helps cater towards that value, I should say. We choose whether we want to be grounded or not, right? We choose whether we want someone or something to kind of push us, throw us off kilter. And that is what's happening right now. There's a lot of these little like mini micro tests coming in, so to speak, to see if you will take the bait, if you have learned the lesson. Our ego, our pride is taking a little bit of a hit, as well as our emotional world. The moon is in Scorpio right now, so when things aren't going our way, it can really provoke that quote unquote shadow side, meaning those parts of ourselves that, you know, are a little more like base, primitive instinct type vibe. That's why we do these energy clearings, start off the messages, the readings with them, because it really helps set the tone, cleanse out any unwanted, negative, low vibe energy, things that are blocking us or preventing us from seeing what we need to see, helping us overcome, and really just set the intention for what we want to bring in. Those positive vibes, baby. It's also a really good time to set your own intention as well. If you have messages or questions you would like Spirit to answer, definitely bring those and be open to receive. And we will get going. Okay. I bless you with pure love and light, pure source energy, pure loving grace. I release everything that is blocking the highest and best messages from coming through. Fear, doubt, insecurity, lack of worth, lack of value, anger, frustration, annoyance, impatience. Help us to be able to see and understand the lessons, the messages, the wisdom coming through. Help to make me a clear and open channel for the collective. Thank you, Father God, Spirit guides, guardian angels, Mama Love. All right, so if you happen to watch the weekly this week, you'll see that there has been some tension building. Tension in the astrology. We had a little bit of a break. It felt kind of good. We had some really good opportunities to set intentions for what we're trying to manifest, what we're trying to bring into our life. The new moon in Leo, as well as 8/8 portal. I was like, what else happened? I get lost in my own little bubble. It's a nice utopia. No. And you know, it really is kind of setting the stage, setting the groundwork for the tension that we're coming into midweek. Mojo bag literally popped out in the same spot yesterday. So mojo bags are basically comprised of contents that really enhance what we're trying to manifest. It is a little bit ritualistic. It might not be your vibe. It really doesn't matter. It can be as simple as like doing a vision board or holding something in your pocket that every time you touch it, you're reminded of what you're going after. There is something lucky on your side. And obviously we saw this yesterday. We've been seeing this pop up for us a lot lately. And we need to pay attention. It is directly tied to our self-worth and our value, what we believe we deserve. There's also this underlying energy of discernment that's coming through, where we need to look at situations from that bird's eye perspective, remembering that we are going to be a little bit triggered by people, places, and things, but then doing that extra layer of work to really understand, is it something personal? Is it something that we have to be aware of? Is it something that's not good, healthy to have in our energy? Or is it just like we're getting a little triggered, you know, because that happens too. And people can not even know that they're doing it. This is a lot about like resetting the stage, resetting the foundation, self-actualization, individuality, closing off a cycle where that wasn't as present for you and you've worked really hard to flip the script. Even in the way of just like listening to yourself, trusting yourself more, trusting what you do see, and then watching people validate just that. I feel like there is something very beautiful that's coming in out of this. Again, we've been seeing that as well, but it's kind of taking its sweet time. Unfortunately, it's taking its sweet time. It's making things a little bit emotional. But again, I really feel that's how the astrology has been playing out for us. We have been going through this back and forth of emotions. I'm hearing like once on a blue moon. I mean, and so we have to remember that when we're asking for something big, or when we're closing out a cycle, when we're trying to set the groundwork for a really fabulous life, job, career, home, family, you know, whatever success community that is for you, we have to remember that it does take time and everything does have to align. And there is this element of magic and synchronicity that does happen when we allow, instead of forcing the issue. We really have to be mindful of that right now, of forcing the issue. It's gonna get us into trouble. And it's gonna get us into trouble specifically with people, situations that we really just don't wanna do that dance with. This is some of these heavier energies that we have been seeing around. We have to be able to trust our instincts, listen to those gut feelings about people, about their intention, about their situation, or how the situation is playing out, and then just make a very decided opinion. Well, this is what I'm seeing about this. It doesn't fit for me, so I'm just going to move in a different direction or not give it a lot of my time and energy. Without this overreaction, overwhelmment, but I feel like the message is more about paying attention, right? Paying attention and trusting the messages or the way that you're seeing someone, something act and behave. Because this is about building your own stability. I really do love the Four of Wands, especially with the Mojo bag, because it does talk a lot about how this is the foundation you're setting. And it is something that's incredibly important to you, that makes you feel like it's going to bring a lot of happiness and fulfillment, or there's a lot of happiness and fulfillment promised in what you're drawing in. There is focus on home, family, 100% with this 10 of Pentacles as well. But this can also be just attached to your longevity, your stability, how you're cultivating your livelihood and what you're working to bring in. You are in a waiting game right now, and I feel like that can be some of the frustration, some of the annoyance, because you're seeing the fruits of your labor, you're seeing the work play out, but it's taking a little bit longer than what you had anticipated. I do feel like there are certain things that are blocking up or popping up to block us, whether this is just how the astrology is playing out, lessons we need to learn, it's faded, etc., or we are drawing them in, we're receiving them, meaning that like being conscious, being mindful of who and what you connect your energy to, especially as it relates to these new beginnings, right? This is a really powerful, magical energy. It's this once in a lifetime encounter and experience, and you are setting the stage for this to come in. But you're still dealing with things on this very practical level. And I feel like that's where some of this annoyance comes in, because Leo energy, again, just really wants to like get it done, be set up for success, already have, you know, that desire, that manifestation come into place. But it's resting on our laurels. It's this energy of not following through. Or like, oh, I already got this in the bag. I don't even need to pay attention to this anymore. And it can be a slippery slope, because the places that we're seeing tension in the astrology, it is going to test us. It is going to be like, oh yeah, you got that? Okay, let me check. Let me see about that. Let me send this person, this situation to you. And then really test your strength. And again, not in a negative way, but we're being called to be more grounded in the things that we want, the places that we're trying to grow and expand. And if we let people, situations throw us off course, it's gonna feel, well, it's just gonna make it harder for us. I mean, point blank. We're learning to kind of rebalance how we show up in relationships. We're getting a lot of the same energy that we got yesterday. And this is talking about, yeah, okay, so something is being blocked between you and another person, but I feel like it's more the getting in your head, the fear of the unknown, instead of like just having the conversation or just breaking the ice is what I'm hearing. And it's keeping both of you stuck. It's also keeping both of you kind of in this energetic loop, energetic cycle. Intuition is really high right now. So it's easy to pick up other people, places, and things, especially if we already do have those connections with them. This does definitely feel like past energy. Someone who you did build something happy and beautiful with. There was a level of happiness. Someone couldn't see that. Someone turned their back on this dynamic. Perhaps you blocked yourself as well with this King of Swords, Eight of Swords, not really seeing or being afraid of what was happening in this dynamic, not having enough of a conversation or getting enough information. This person is pretty stubborn though with this Emperor Aries energy. So it does feel like it was really hard to get through, or just, you know, lost in translation. There was miscommunications, and I think that someone maybe had something else going on behind the scenes, unbeknownst to you. They were trying to be a little bit more balanced in whatever this was. So maybe they couldn't devote a lot of time, energy to you and to the situation. So they made this just very like, maybe it's an irrational decision, but it just kind of seems like it was the best in the moment. There wasn't a lot of thought that went into it. And it has kind of created this really sticky dynamic. Like, this definitely is triggering not only you, but them as well. Like, it's led to more messiness than what needs to be. Yeah, I don't know though. Something is... someone's setting really strong boundaries. And it feels like in a way to self-protect. Why are they self-protecting from you today? A judge. Okay. Well, I hear like this is like they received news or information about you. They made judgments, they made assumptions, and now they're being forced to see you differently, to understand those assumptions differently. I feel like they were a little bit, okay, yeah, like they have a lot going on. Yeah, they're dealing with other things, but it wasn't about giving you the benefit of the doubt. And it kind of put you in like I said, like both of you, it feels messy, but it put you in between a rock and a hard place. And it's actually kind of created a lot of unnecessary emotions, grief, sadness, pain. I feel like this is something that you're proactively trying to get out of, but you're not 100%, it's like you're putting work and effort, but then this thing keeps popping up, this thing, whether it's the same person and dynamic or it's the same energy that keeps showing up in every dynamic for you. Because it feels like this energy was very rigid. They didn't want to give you the time of day. Maybe being polite, maybe telling you what you want to hear, or just doing enough to appease you. And like I said, I do feel like there's valid reasoning behind it because they have other things going on in the background. Not investing enough time and energy into things that were important for them. So they kind of do this all across the board. It's someone who like is more self-focused, not good, bad, right, or wrong, but as the Emperor energy, they have a lot going on, or in their mind they do. A lot of responsibilities. And again, you weren't a high priority. But like I said, it's made things a little bit stickier than what it needs to be. And I do feel like there are realizations coming out of this. More information is coming out. It is shocking this person. They start to take an interest in you. They start to be curious about the connection, about the collaboration, what you have to offer. There still is something that they're waiting on though. I don't know. There's a lot of like taking it slow energy. And like I said in the very beginning, that's not necessarily a bad thing. But, ooh. Four of Swords. Let's see what they're offering you. It's not necessarily a bad thing right now because that's what the energy this season is asking us to do, the astrology, excuse me. They have something to offer you. And I don't know, I feel like you have to really think this through. You've seen certain attributes about them, ways that you felt like you weren't a priority. They could be on up front and center, have a lot of people wanting things from them. And so there is this ability to get easily distracted, for their own success. It's not personal, but it is. And that's kind of what you're trying to like understand or see a little bit more clearly, because like you don't want to get back into something. There's just something around it that doesn't fit right for you. And I feel like Spirit again is testing you. Okay, like these things are going to come up for us, and we have to be able to measure, like, is this where I feel comfortable settling down for a little bit? Is this an opportunity, a person that I feel comfortable investing in for long term? And if it's not fitting, then it doesn't fit 100% with this snake energy, because that really connects to deceit. While I do hear that there are other influences in this situation, there's a reason it's coming up again because of that challenge, because it's like knowing what and whom to cut off, knowing what and whom is kind of bringing in more of that negative, low vibey energy, gossiping, saying stuff. And like I was saying, carrying it forward with you. Does it serve a purpose for you long term? Or if it doesn't, unfortunately, we are in this time where we have to make those, maybe not cutthroat, that could be aggressive, but just like those very clear and concise decisions of, I really don't see this benefiting me in the long run. Maybe we could make it work for a little bit, but down the line, it's going to be more frustration on my side, because they've already put you, or you felt in this place where you're not being heard, seen, understood. And so it is putting you on the defensive, or it's like, it's reinforcing some belief about your self-worth, right? 222 on the clock. What kind of partnerships are you allowing into your life? Using your discernment, again, to say, this is great for now, but long term, I think I just need to like slowly bag it up. All right. Thank you so much for your time and energy always. I hope you found messages that resonated. Definitely drop comments below if you did. I love to hear. I also just love to connect and share in a little support, love, TLC, all the good things. Thank you for your time, energy always. I'm sending all the love and blessings your way.